the sad thing is, like, there is a lot of intra-community tensions within the Black community. Jamaicans often get this classist, anti-Black kind of portrayal, this kind of uneducated, lazy, hypersexualized type thing. And the fact that it is Black people creating content like this, like, and to be honest, even when they made that video that was about Jamaican men love white women, I don't know if everybody remembers that video. It came out last year and it went viral online. A lot of people were sharing that around, and I was just thinking, there was something about it that just made me feel uncomfortable. When you look at the past videos that Famalam have done, there's a reoccurring pattern of this kind of attitude towards Jamaicans.
Grandson, show auntie a picture of your children. All 4 of them.
It's just a shame that their mother is a Jamaican.
This is not to say that there isn't Caribbeans who are extremely anti-Black, and then they will have this kind of attitudes towards Africans. Oh, you know, or like Africa as a whole, Africans are poor, I'm not African. Like, I've heard Caribbeans say those things, I've heard Jamaicans say those things. Like, you know, anti-Blackness is the root at the end of the day. Even though this is in the context of Jamaican women, it's that same thing in terms of a trope of us being overly, it's like we're just animals. There's no other way to say it. And I think there's a specific Jamaican context to it in terms of, you know, like the music we listen to, you know, dance hall. And there's a sense of which the way it's portrayed is influenced by the white gaze in terms of how Jamaicans are viewed negatively as immoral. You know, what do Jamaicans do? They just smoke weed, they just have babies, they you know, they have a lot of sex, they smoke weed, they have babies. I was even talking to some of my family members about this the other day in terms of, like, in the past, how comedy has had this kind of trope around Jamaicanness and Jamaican identity. There was a character called Chalky. It was kind of like this sort of criminality, racist portrayal of Black people, and reflected the attitudes towards Jamaicans who had come to the UK at the time in that character.
He's come out the pub one night, he's all right, no, hi everybody. Lay down in the middle of the road, making out he was ill, so some nice, kind English gentleman would stop and give him a lift home. Oh, mistake.
So, for example, the next day at school, after that comedy act, that would be the derogatory term. Chalky would be used in a way to, you know, mock these Jamaican students. So I think, you know, that type of awareness is what would have made the difference dramatically to the type of content that Famalam produces. So they have these characters with terrible dreadlock wigs on and wearing, you know, the Rastafari kind of colours around their wrist and repeating butchered patois. Like, I cannot speak patois if I'm being honest, yeah, but I know what it's meant to sound like, and that is not it. And then, like, I actually didn't know this, but someone was doing tweets on Twitter about how Rastafarians are persecuted in Jamaica, and just to see that representation of Jamaicanness, which is not accurate, right? And it's just so offensive that so much so that even the Jamaican government has responded, and, you know, they're going to write, you know, a formal complaint to the BBC about the show. And it's interesting because the creator of Famalam, I'll put the tweets up, they were like, oh, everyone's getting bantered, you know, Africans get bantered, Jamaicans are gonna get bantered too. And it's just kind of like, these jokes are anti-Black. It doesn't matter if you put it in the context of representing, you know, an African identity in place of that Jamaican identity you was attempting to represent there. That would still be racist. That's all I've got to say about Famalam and their Jamaican countdown sketch. I think that this, you know, the situation with the BBC recently is really showing why people want to have a separate independent platform away from you know, people like the BBC because this is what they see as okay. Don't forget to share with me what you thought about this terrible preview for Famalam below, and please stay tuned for my next video. Bye!